Hello everybody, today we'll be playing Half-Life 2, Episode None. I was gonna do Half-Life instead, but I couldn't get my video recording software to work with it.
Alright.
So I don't think I'll speedrun this game, because I have never speedrun this game. Never.
Yeah, so we're finally getting around to Half-Life.
Let me turn up the volume. I don't play...
Yeah, so we're finally getting around to Half-Life. I really love these games, especially Half-Life 2. I really love these games, especially Half-Life 2.
If Structor wants to take down the original Half-Life...
Original Half-Life.
Been sleeping.
Oh, you mean it's a record the original Half-Life? Oh, you mean it's a record the original? That doesn't take down the old one.
No.
I might do that, I don't know, we'll see. I might do that, I don't know, we'll see.
Or you'll do one of the DLCs.
Well, I haven't played Opposing Force yet.
Come again.
I don't like the DLCs really well. Well, I haven't played Opposing Force yet.
No, Half-Life 2
maybe.
DLCs.
Episode 1 is only 2 hours long. Yeah, maybe. Episode 1 is only 2 hours long.
Episode 1 was way too easy.
Wake up, smell the ashes, Freeman.
And
Wake up and smell the ashes.
I don't like Episode 1.
I didn't see you.
I find it to be a bit boring.
Because my opinion on the Half-Life games go.
Compared to the rest of the series, you know?
I'd probably say Episode 2 is the best. I'd probably say Episode 2 is the hardest one.
Yes. Episode 2 and Half-Life.
Shorter than the other ones, but it's really interesting stuff in it. It's also it introduces new things like it introduces new things like the hunters and the Magnussons.
Hunters.
Like the hunters and the Magnussons at the end.
And the portal and the true usefulness of the portal gun.
Portal gun's not in it. Oh yeah.
Not the portal gun, gravity gun. Hey, don't you dare hit me.
Here comes Adam.
Oh, you want to hit me now, don't you?
Oh, we're recording a video right now.
Oh, you can't hit me now, can you? Yeah.
We're recording a video right now.
A piece of combine shit. I shank you. Oh nope, never mind. Don't touch me. I'm too delicate.
How long has it been since we've recorded a video?
You ugly freak.
For like 3 months.
How long has it been since we've recorded a video? And do you think any of our subscribers will stay around? Have stayed around long enough to actually? And do you think any of our subscribers will stay around? Have stayed around long enough to actually watch this?
Whatever. This whole cynical character is kind of charming, but I don't know.
What's wrong with you two this morning? Well, did I say morning? I meant to have evening. What's wrong with you two this morning? Well, did I say morning? I meant to have evening.
Hey, you piece of shit. Don't you dare hit me. You know, you just can't hit a scientist. You're like the Catholic
So we're
Church
playing,
during medieval times.
The Gungeon is playing Half-Life 2. So we're playing,
You sound rather exasperated.
The Gungeon is playing
alright?
Half-Life 2. Oh, I'm fine.
You sound rather exasperated, Instructor. Is everything alright?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah, you know, since I'm a scientist, right? You know, all these combine hitting me, it's suppressing knowledge. It's like they're an SJW, or the Catholic Church during the medieval time. Haha, you cannot pass. Idiots. These idiots can't get past the most dangerous weapon of all.
What I was trying to say earlier about my opinions is Half-Life 2. What I was trying to say earlier about my opinions is Half-Life 2. So Episode 2 I thought was the best. Episode 1 is pretty good. It feels like it holds your hands a bit too much. If you played the Episode 1 is pretty good. It feels like it holds your hands right after you play Half-Life 2. If you played the original Half-Life 2. Then Episode 1 will feel like a cake right after you only take you like 2 hours. then episode 1 will feel like a cakewalk and only take you like 2 hours. Episode 1, I don't think it's boring.
I found episode 1 to be boring.
It starts you off with the easiest episode 1, I don't think it's boring, but when you get it starts you off with the easiest part from the Half-Life 2, Citadel, yeah, and
in the Citadel. In the Citadel.
When you Citadel, yeah. Like the final boss of it is basically just fight one strider. The final boss of it is basically just fight one strider. Like 7
compared to Half-Life
2.
2.
20 of those in the Half-Life 2. 7 or like 20 of those in Half-Life 2.
Depends on how much. Depends on your difficulty.
Half-Life 2, the original, was fantastic. That's probably my favorite. Half-Life 2, the original, was fantastic. FPS of all time behind.
I think
that's probably my
Half-Life
favorite.
Even more so than any of the Halo games. I'm surprised.
But no,
even more so than any of the Halo games.
But that's excluding multiplayer.
They're just superior in every way.
Halo shines in that's excluding multiplayer. Halo shines in multiplayer.
What about the
more so than single player?
Story in single player. What about the first? What about the
single player?
Story in Halo single player. What about that? What about
the
story?
I love how
single player story.
I love
in
how
Halo.
fake you sound.
What about the story in?
The story
in
in Half-Life 2 is pretty good. It's not as good as the original game story. In Half-Life 2 is pretty good. It's not as good as the original game story.
How is it though compared to a Halo game?
Nah, I'd say that in Half-Life 2.
How is it good?
How
is it though compared to a Halo game?
How to compare?
Compared to a Halo game.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Because you've expressed that the Halo stories are really well done in the past.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, they're both really well done.
Because you've expressed that the Halo stories are really well done in the past.
Hey.
Yeah, they're both really well done.
And
I feel like the story
using different narrative structures. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like the story melds well with the gameplay in Half-Life 2. Very well. The story melds well with the gameplay in Half-Life 2. Very well.
I'm a free
all the
boy.
very interesting stuff.
Free man now.
All the very interesting stuff in the game you actually play in Half-Life 2. Like when you get the bug that you would normally see in a cutscene in the game you actually play in Half-Life 2. Or when you get the bug bait. Later on in the game you get a super gravity gun and kill a bunch of people. And there's a lot of very interesting moments. I don't think there's an hour goes by that you're doing this. There's a lot of very interesting moments. I don't think there's an hour goes by that you're doing the same thing.
But isn't every stage basically just go here, shoot this, go there, shoot that? But isn't every stage basically just go? Of course, you're going to have alternate objectives, but ultimately it's still the same thing.
Well,
of course, you're going to have alternate objectives. Halo does the same thing. It's still the same thing, doesn't
it?
Halo does the same. Halo does the same thing as well. Perhaps you're being too favorable towards Half-Life. Perhaps you're being too favorable towards Half-Life, considering you've just played it recently.
I think it's probably. I played Halo 2 recently. Halo.
Well, you see, with Half-Life, it's not go there, shoot this. You don't have any specific objectives to go there and shoot a guy. You're more so run away, go back.
I recently played Halo 2 on the Vistaport.
You know what I mean.
It's probably I recently played Halo 2 on the Vistaport. It's probably my favorite of the Halo games. I do feel like the gameplay, while it is good, it's still not as good as Half-Life 2. I do feel like the gameplay, while it is good, it's still not as good as Half-Life 2. While there are some interesting moments and such, I don't feel of a single player. While there are some interesting
even in Reach,
such, I don't.
When there was
Reach is like my least favorite Halo campaign.
Even in Reach. When there was
Reach is like my least favorite Halo campaign.
You say
ask him about
Reach has the worst multiplayer
campaign.
Ask him about the one thing it had the most diversity as far as objectives and what you get to do. But when you think about it, it had the most diversity as far as objectives. SJW, how?
You're sounding like a goddamn SJW's Aryan.
SJW, how?
Well, it wasn't very much fun in Reach.
You don't hear it?
Well, it wasn't very much fun in Reach. I don't like.
You're forcing your
my ideology on anyone. I'm simply asking a question.
Just ignore what he says.
I'm not forcing my ideology on anyone. I'm simply asking a question. But like I said, I mean, like, wasn't there at some level of? But like I said, diversity wasn't there at some level of in the game compared to the other Halo titles? diversity. Like what you do in the game. Think of all the different. Think of all the different things you get to do. You get in New Alexandria, you get to fly. Think of all the different. Think of all the different things you get to do. You get to in New Alexandria, you get to fly around in aerial space vehicle and then land and do certain things.
True, but it wasn't very much fun.
Aerial space battle.
It was never very much fun. The only good
level
was
partially
very much fun. It was never very much fun. The only good level
Long Night of Solace and the way it played around with gravity and being inside a spaceship, and also Long Night of Solace and the way it played around with gravity and being inside a spaceship, and also
the spaceship part was very short, and it
was the first third of that.
There we go. Peace and quiet. So let's go back to the game.
The Combine can be slow to wake, but once they're up, you don't want to get in a hurry. The Combine can be slow to wake, but once
sorry about that. It's not like I've heard the exact same argument before over and over and over and over again. So let's talk about the game. There's Alex.
I'm Alex Vance.
Look at Alex. See how badass Alex is.
My father worked with you back
Let me
in
just
Mesa.
sit on her head.
I'm sure you don't remember me though.
I remember you. You're that,
Man, a few words, aren't you?
You're that person. Yeah.
Remember him from Black Mesa?
Now, I feel bad for the people here, so I'm just gonna, you know, load up this.
Your old administrator.
Let me just get this ready.
Through here.
I just feel bad for all these people. Oh, I see that you've come back to, the good side. Oh, well. Let's see, let me, I need to help out these poor slaves. Hey, shut up. I'm the free man. Hello. You have been deafened. So, let's fix this up. Let me, shush. Give me a second. Yes. Just, give me a second, I could, Let's move him.
Okay, finally.
What exactly happened?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, finally.
What exactly happened?
Well, you see, I muted you guys.
Well, don't worry, I unmuted
so that
us.
I could explain what's going on in the game, because of course, our
well,
lovely...
don't worry, I unmuted us.
Our perfect viewers could not hear, and now I'm getting yelled by Alex because I want to help.
And also, server Deafin doesn't
the slaves,
mute us.
the human slaves.
It just makes it so we can't hear each other.
And also, server Deafin doesn't mute us.
Oh.
It just makes it so we can't hear each other.
It just makes it
so yeah, it mutes you effectively.
I can't. No, it doesn't mute us. It just makes it so that
the recording software would still pick it up.
You're doing the exact opposite of what you want to do.
Oh.
Yeah, the recording software would still pick it up.
You're doing the exact opposite of what you want to do.
Speaking of which, why did you do that in the
Damn
first
it.
place?
Oh, well. I can.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, why did you do that in the first place?
Oh, you know, same old arguments.
We haven't even done this argument, really.
Yeah, we haven't even
hear anything what was going on in the game.
We haven't even done this argument, really.
About the
we haven't
even gotten series as far as I'm legitimately asking objectives and everything. About the diversity in the series as far as objectives and everything.
Yeah, you'll see if you watch it. Though, knowing you...
Anyways,
who are you calling an
egomaniac?
Who are you calling an egomaniac, sir?
Anyways,
who are you calling an egomaniac? Who are you calling an egomaniac, sir?
Well, that's
we could talk about whether Half-Life 1 or 2 is better. Because that's an interesting debate. We could talk about whether Half-Life 1 or 2 is better. I have no frame of
reference. I can't.
That's an interesting debate.
Yeah, I think
I have no frame of reference. I can't be part of that.
Well, then you will just have to say
then.
What you know of both and say which one you think is better.
Because at least two had fairly okay graphics.
You goddamn traitor.
Because at least two had fairly okay graphics.
That's it. Jesus Christ, you hear what...
Also play Black Mesa if you don't like the graphics of the
thinks
Also, play Black Mesa if you don't like the graphics of the game.
Yeah, but Black Mesa makes the game way harder. Fun fact. So, I'm currently helping out those poor city people.
I'm not certain whether I like the story of the original or 2 better. It's sort of like Portal and Portal 2. I'm not certain whether I like the story of the original game. I much prefer the original game 2 better. It's sort of like Portal and Portal 2.
I like the
even though it had less of an advanced story. But
I think the
even
story...
though it had less of an advanced story. Yeah, exactly.
I think that the storytelling in the original game was better.
Steve,
but I think the story overall is much better in Half-Life 2.
Steve,
well, here's my main reasons. In Half-Life 1, the story was pretty copy-paste. Everybody,
Come on, Gordon.
you didn't really need to pay attention to it. In Half-Life 2, you do need to pay attention to it.
Come on,
Okay.
I should have muted my
Okay.
mic. And also,
the one thing I don't like about the Half-Life series, as far as the storytelling standpoint, is how much of it you're on rails for. There's points, no. There's points where you're locked into it being, you have to watch this happen, and all you can kind of do is swivel your head.
Yeah, just skip that first part with the developer console, and there you go.
But there's so much hole turning.
Oh, and by the way, nice to finally meet
I remember
you.
when I
Even in the
played
second
the
one,
game...
though? Even in the second one, though? They did that as the opening to the second one, too. And there...
yeah, but it lasts like 2 seconds in the train car.
Uh-oh, everything all right, Dr. Kleiner?
But yeah,
Well, almost all right.
in it...
Lamar has gone
in Half-Life, so for Half-Life 1, you're making the argument about listening to people talk, which really you don't ever do in the game, very much, so, I mean...
Bit of a troublemaker, isn't he?
But like for the whole beginning,
for someone who can speed run the game, that's saying, you know, I figure he has a bit of weight to what he says.
Alex has just installed
Half-Life 1. Yeah, you speed run the game, right? Half-Life 1. Yeah, so I figure he would know.
Okay.
Yeah,
there are a few things there are a few problems with Half-Life 1 in the storytelling. First off, you have to listen to them talk and talk in Half-Life 2, which makes...
we're arguing that they didn't. Oh, wait,
just
I thought
listen,
we were
just
arguing
listen.
that they didn't.
So in Half-Life 2, you have to listen to them talk and talk and talk and talk, and you can't do anything until they finish talking. In Half-Life 1, though, you can force them to, do what they're supposed to do, what they're supposed to do in over 10 minutes, right? So, I think for, like, that part, Half-Life 1 is superior. And as someone who speedruns Half-Life 1, I think that the gameplay is balanced. Even on hard mode, the gameplay is pretty balanced with the enemies and all that stuff. I also think that, the only major problem with Half-Life 1, besides all, having, the main problem with Half-Life 1 as a speedrunner, is the length of the levels. That's the only problem.
Yeah, you could make that argument.
But even then, that
you could make that
speedrunning completely obsolete.
Yeah, Half-Life is thankfully pretty long. Half-Life is
it's a really short game.
That's sort of 90s. It's 90s era shooters when they made sort of 90s shooters. 90s era shooters when they made bursts and shooters.
And also,
it was a little shorter. It took me 18 hours to do. It was a little shorter. It took me like 18 hours 25 for the first game. Whereas like 25
so,
for the first game.
For Half-Life...
You definitely get your money's worth in Half-Life. It's like a $2 game. You definitely get your money's worth in Half-Life. It's like a $2 game.
For Half-Life 1,
25 hours
it's 2 hours of gameplay for me. I'm trying to get that down.
When you speed run it, I'm saying first try. Well, when you speed run it, I'm saying first try.
To me, it was maybe 23 hours.
Yeah, either way, that's higher than 20 hours. That's more than 90%. Either way, that's higher than 20 hours. That's more than 90% of FPS games released today.
Excuse me. I asked a question. Where's the physics engine? I asked a question. That was to make. Where's the physics engine that was to make every single game? Was to make every single thing in the game destructible. Every single thing in the game a whole new world for gaming. Because that was promised in the original new world for gaming. Because that was promised in the original game, and even in the description of the game, and even on the.
I don't know what you're talking about. Description
of the game on
Half-Life 1.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they were they were like, oh, with this engine, you can have realistic stuff. Things will fall to the ground. You can break stuff for once instead of having to wait for the like a arena shooter. Instead of having to wait for the things to respawn, you can actually break stuff and get stuff, and those stuff will fall to the ground.
Well, I never heard about this advertising.
I
never heard about this advertising.
Half-Life 1 was advertised as the smart person's FPS. So Adam, you're a fucking idiot.
What exactly are we arguing about? Advertising?
Because he brought up advertising. How about that?
Whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever.
I can't fucking make these things.
What was I saying earlier about
faster.
Half-Life 2?
I'm not gonna flip no switch.
I think I may actually prefer the story. I think I may actually prefer the story in Portal 2 game over it. Similar to like Portal and Portal 2. It's kind of like I heard somebody say online. It's kind of like I heard somebody say online. Like it's kind of like comparing.
We all know that Alien is the better version, but everybody seems to like Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens has like more mainstream. Aliens has like this with more mainstream plot and all. Alien is still the better one, but Alien is still the better one.
Speaking of Alien, there's a new Alien movie coming out that takes place directly after Alien, and it's got Tyvek's takes place directly after Alien, and it's got Tyvek's. It looks really awesome. They've got this like new Alien King hybrid. It looks really awesome. It looks really cool. They've got this like new Alien King hybrid thing. It looks really cool.
Well, maybe I might as well see. Maybe I'll come back around to this whole Halo thing. Halo.
Why? Why? I
had nothing else to talk about. Every time we talk about
we're not arguing about it. We're discussing it. We're not arguing about it. Me and Nate never argue about Halo. We're not arguing about it. We're discussing about Halo. Me and Nate never argue about Halo. Shucker and I, we don't Halo. But Shucker and I, we're more civilized to do that. We're more discussions about it, whereas you and me might argue for days. Friendly discussions about it, whereas you and me might argue for days and days about it. So go ahead, Structure. Tell me what you're going to say.
Well, I was going to say that if you consider Halo's multiplayer, it does have quite a better chance. As Halo is usually like 2 and 3. As Halo is usually to some extent 4 and 5. And have really good multiplayer 4 and 5. Have really good not the biggest fan of Reach's multiplayer. The mechanics are not sound, the biggest fan of Reach's multiplayer. The mechanics are sound, but the maps are especially sword base and basically the maps are and the Forge Road maps are just remakes of older games. And the Forge Road maps are just remakes of older games. Asylum is a map from Halo 2. Pinnacle is a map from Halo 2. There's a Hemorrhage, I believe, which is a remake of a map from Halo 1. A remake of a map from Halo 1, actually. And the cage, I believe, or the pit. I don't remember what it's called. The cage, I believe, or the pit. I don't remember what it's called. I don't even like the Pinnacle or the. I don't even like the Pinnacle or the. Really that much. The Pinnacle or the DMR makes really that much because the DMR changes the mechanics of the map, so there's not much reason to really go after your enemies. So there's not much reason to really go after your enemies.
The more we talk about it, the less and less it sounds like you enjoy Halo. The more we talk about it, the less and less it sounds like you enjoy Halo.
I much prefer Halo 2 and 3. No, I much prefer Halo 2 and 3 and 4 to some extent over Halo. I'm starting to realize that Reach is definitely not. I'm starting to realize that Reach is definitely not the game.
It's worse.
It has a wonderful Forge mode at least. It has a wonderful Forge mode at least, but other than that, I feel like there's some other Halo games. Like other Halo games. 2 wipes the floor, 3 wipes the floor. 2 wipes the floor with it. 4 even does decent.
But is it Forge?
4 even does decent.
The other main title games, considering it is a spin-off game. The other main title games, considering it is a spin-off game.
Well, they meant it to be. That's what Bungie meant. Well, they meant it to be. I'm just gonna keep comparing it to be. I'm just gonna keep comparing it. Well, yeah, that one is sort of an outlier. Well, yeah, that one is sort of an outlier. Kind of a bit lesser than Halo 4 is kind of a bit lesser. I'm not a big fan of the multiplayer, but they fixed it. I'm not a big fan of the multiplayer. Halo 5 I hear has good multiplayer, but Halo 5 I hear there has been big, but there has been big slap in the face. Halo 5, yeah, but thankfully Halo 5 now has a PC release. Yeah, but thankfully Halo 5 now has a PC release. And Halo 5 Forge now has custom game servers, so you can Halo 5 Forge now has custom game servers on your PC, which means that on your PC, which means that which thankfully is about time that they did that. Which thankfully is about time that they did that.
Wasn't Halo 1
so that's really, but you know, Halo 1 and 2 were on PC. Halo 3 is kind of Halo 1 and 2 were on PC. Halo 3 is kind of on PC with El Dorito for the Halo. A hack of a Russian to PC. It's basically Halo 3 multiplayer, but with Sprint. To PC. It's basically Halo 3 multiplayer, but with Sprint. And Halo 4 never got a PC release. And 5 now has the multiplayer. 5 now has the multiplayer. There's no single player, but honestly, who wants to play the single player? But honestly, who wants to play the single player
of any Halo game?
Hey!
I think the single.
Hey!
After playing 4, I think the single player. The single player is quite good. The single player is not as good as Half-Life, but not as good as Half-Life, but by 2 they probably were more focused on them. But by 2 they probably were more focused on them.
Doesn't Halo technically have more varied locations? Doesn't Halo technically have more varied Half-Life? Because when you think about it, for the first Half-Life, because when you think about it, for the first Half-Life you're just jumping into alternate alien dimensions, all brown and gooey, and then green and gooey, industrial.
Only one alternate version that you go to.
But really, compared to a Halo ring, compared to like the bright colors and contrasts, compared to like the bright colors and contrasts of the Halo ring,
there's colors
in Half-Life. The wide sprawling infected areas to the wide sprawling
Half-Life.
The variety in Half-Life. There's plenty of the variety in Half-Life. Like when you see the canyon areas, finally get out into the, and when you go down into the industrial areas, and when you go down into the industrial areas, and there's plenty of places.
When you go down
but even I can name more locations. But even I can name more locations.
Yeah,
Halo.
The Rel place.
Idea.
So let me see.
Surface tension, which is the.
So let me see.
Surface tension, which is the
industrial area. You've got the alien, the industrial area. You've got the alien alternate dimension, and you've got the kind of outside-ish area.
There's plenty of other. There may not be. So it's basically Stark, but there may not be Stark, but there's one for basically 5 locations that are basically 5 locations that are in Halo. In Halo,
well, in Halo you've got the city, you've got the massive rings. Well, in Halo you've got the city, you've got the massive rings. You've got the inside of structures, you've got the inside of vehicles. Structures, you've got the inside of vehicles.
You go into you get inside of alien structures and vehicles. Well, not vehicles. Basically the same thing, I guess. Basically the same thing, I guess.
When you go into different planets like the Reach, you get to see.
And Half-Life definitely remains interesting until. Half-Life 2 is And if you consider Half-Life 2, it blows out of water. And if you consider Half-Life 2, it blows out of water. So
Half-Life 2 is fantastic.
Even the first, but though even the first Halo game, I'd say would still have a certain amount of artistic over the first.
Half-Life 2
over the first.
So, okay, but you see,
Half-Life 1, Half-Life 1,
I think Half-Life 1 has a decent amount of. I think Half-Life 1 has a decent amount of.
Now let me talk to you about what's going on. First off, we were running from a Combine airship. Second off, we had to... Shush, I'm explaining what's going on.
Quit doing that, would you?
Yeah, stop that.
Quit doing that, would you?
Stop that.
Second off, we had to
explain it.
Okay, everybody shut up.
No, I'm trying to.
Everybody shut up.
Explain what's happening.
Gungeon, you don't get to do that.
No, Gungeon,
you don't get to do that. No, you don't do that. No, Gungeon, we're in the middle of stuff. Then you cut us off. You don't do that again. We're in the middle of stuff. Now, back to what we're doing. This is very rude of you. Now, back to what we're doing.
No, stop.
No, wait.
No, stop.
No, wait. You can explain it.
You could have asked us politely. You didn't have to cut us off. Yeah, you could have asked us politely. You didn't have to cut us off.
Besides 2 people.
You should have just asked us to be quiet instead of shut. You should have just asked us to be quiet instead of forcing you like that.
It's my online persona. I have to stay true to my online persona, right? I could be a regular.
Very charming.
Yeah.
Very charming.
Very charming.
Anyways, what were you saying about what's going on in Half? Anyways, what were you saying about what's going on in Half?
Nobody could hear what that whole conversation was between me and the guy's pet Vortigaunt, or the guy's Vortigaunt buddy. So what's
turn on subtitles? It helps.
Vortigaunt sex slave.
Subtitles. It helps.
No.
Vortigaunt sex slave.
You. So basically what's happening is that the Citadel, the giant structure right about there, that is currently going to kill us all. No. It's currently on full alert because I am Gordon Freeman. And Gordon Freeman... Nobody wants Gordon Freeman to still be alive, except for the people who are being oppressed.
Did you really think the audience doesn't realize what's happening by watching the gameplay?
They realize what's happening by watching the gameplay? I can't hear the audio. They probably can't hear the audio.
But by looking at it and taking the visual cues, I'm sure they can understand what's happening. Your narration isn't exactly necessary. I'm sure they can understand what's happening. Your narration isn't exactly necessary.
The guy with the Vortigaunt, he's telling us how it's on full alert and how we're gonna die.
Well, that was press stopping. Well, that was conversation interrupting. Press stopping. That was conversation interrupting. It served little to no purpose. It served little to no purpose.
How it's always a constant. How it's always a landmark. Constant. Well, not constant, but you get landmark. It's not constant. You get what I mean. It's whenever you're in C-17, you can see it and all, and you see it. Whenever you're in C-17, you can see it and all, around it. That's a really slowly eat concept. The city around it. And, that's a really interesting. As far as variety goes in this game, as far as variety goes in this game, sandy beaches and the under the bridge beaches and the under the bridge and then the canals and then the canals and then Half-Life 2 is Half-Life 2 is able to have more. I don't know about.
But all of that seems
hype. It does so much. I don't know about. But all of that seems hype. It does so much. So well with it. All of that seems fairly mundane though, considering all the fairly mundane though, considering all the game
not really. You gotta play Half-Life 2.
Not really. You gotta play Half-Life 2 to see like the top of the Citadel.
That's a really pretty view.
That's a really amazing place, and up to the bridge like that. That's a really amazing place, and up to the bridge is quite amazing.
Anything in Half-Life 2 Episode 2 looks amazing.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 Episode 2 definitely. That's my favorite. Yeah, Half-Life 2 Episode 2 definitely. That's my favorite.
So I'm very confused how their bullets are moving underwater, but I can't shoot underwater, but they can shoot underwater. They don't really explain that.
That's just a game. Switch to a different gun like the pistol. That's just a game. Switch to a different gun like the pistol.
Well, then you just gotta get good.
Well, then you just gotta get good. Boy who can't even fucking play Half-Life because the colors are too ugly.
Did I say that was hard for not playing it? Did I say that was hard for not playing it?
You should definitely play Half-Life. You should definitely play Half-Life 2.
Oh, you got my copy of the orange box. You got my copy of the orange box and fired my Xbox at some point.
As it was originally intended.
And grow a pair and play Xbox. Play the Xbox. And grow a pair and play Xbox version of.
Neither of these arguments are good. Neither of these arguments are good. But whatever. If the console allowed,
and you say I'm the one who can't bury the hatchet.
If the console allowed,
and you say I'm the one who can't bury the hatchet.
I wouldn't care as much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care as much. I'd definitely say that if you are going to play Half-Life 2, play it on the PC and you get higher resolutions and you get higher resolutions
and you get 60 FPS.
Which actually goes to 60. On Xbox 360, it's locked to 30. On Xbox 360, it's locked to 30. But, which is kind of... I don't know why Valve couldn't figure out how to do it. I don't know why Valve... Gabe Newell hates figure out how to do it, but whatever.
So,
Gabe Newell hates consoles. Anyway.
We are so far out of time that this is a long episode. It's gonna be like
34 parts.
No. This is gonna be like 33 minutes or so.
Yeah, whatever.
Slow clap.
Yeah, whatever.
So, I'm gonna say, this is it for this episode.
Bye-bye!
Goodbye.
I can't even like bait.
Goodbye.
Jesus Christ, what has this channel
gone I don't think you need to like it.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think you need to like it.
Please, if you really enjoy our channel, caress it gently.
Charming persona.
Bye-bye!
Charming persona.
Dumbass.
Bye-bye!
Bye.